Good evening, barflies and lounge lizards, and welcome to Groovy Reviews. And tonight we'll be taking a look at the Outer Limits Complete Original Series box set. Now this will be a review of the set itself, not the series, as well as a discussion as to whether or not it is actually region free. Though I will be doing a little overview for anyone not familiar with the series. So if you're just here for the review, you can jump to the timestamp below. Now, The Outer Limits was a sci-fi anthology series, though it did touch on mystery and horror as well, that ran from 1963 to 1965 for 2 seasons on ABC. It is often compared to The Twilight Zone, though The Outer Limits is much heavier on the sci-fi and featured way more creatures and aliens. Plus, it was a 51-minute format, unlike the bulk of The Twilight Zone excluding Season 4, and many actually preferred of the two. I'd have to go through it again in full to say for sure, but I can say that The Outer Limits has far less episodes, if any, that weren't for me. As mentioned before, The Outer Limits was just slam full of monsters and creatures, and to name just a few that worked on it, the great Hua Chang, Gene Warren, and even stop-motion artist Jim Danforth. Warren actually won an Academy Award for his work on George Powell's The Time Machine. Many of the creatures from The Outer Limits would go on to be rather iconic, even if you don't know where they are originally from. I can't imagine any classic sci-fi fan that doesn't know Icar, the Ebonite, or the Xanti Misfits. There were also many Star Trek connections to The Outer Limits. Several of the creatures would be retooled and used for the aforementioned series, 2 of which appeared in the pilot episode The Cage. Not to mention William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and James Doohan all appeared on episodes of The Outer Limits, and of course the already mentioned Hua Chang worked on effects. This is a truly exceptional series. If you enjoy well-written classic sci-fi and always felt Twilight Zone just needed harder sci-fi and way more monsters, this is the series for you. Okay, to the set itself. Now I'll just go ahead and start with the burning question here. What is the region of this set, being that it's an Australian release? And reading the reviews on Amazon and things of that nature, there does seem to be a lot of confusion there. A lot of people say that they popped it in and played on anything and it was fine, and others said that it wouldn't play on any of their players. Whereas both my DVD player and Blu-ray player are region free, so it's not really an issue for me. I still went and checked on several things just for you fine folks to know. The first being my kind of cheap DVD VCR combo, and sure enough, popped it in and it worked just fine on that one. And then I tried my PlayStation 4, worked just fine on that one as well. And then finally I wrapped it in tinfoil and tried it in my hat, and sure enough, it worked just well. So I can't guarantee that every single one of them is region free, but mine certainly is, even though the back of the box clearly says that it is region 4. Now for the set itself, this is actually a really nice, sturdy set, and it's 3 cases with the episodes broken up into 4 episodes, 6 episodes for the 2 seasons. And each disc, you have your back here with the different disc and what episodes are on them. I always like that. It's nice and convenient that you can just check it right there. You don't have to open anything up. And each cover has a different Outer Limits creature on it. Well, that's not a creature. That's just a screaming guy. So I'm guessing that the second season is all squeezed into this one, and then the first season is broken up into these 2. Now the picture quality is fantastic. Everywhere I read says these are remastered. I don't see a mention of remastering here, but picture quality is great, the sound is good, and as far as I've seen, this is the best way to get this series in full. Now the disc art themselves, that's not really anything to write home about, unless you like writing home about kind of plain looking disc, then you'll be quite pleased. Okay, I guess there are different colors on each one. So if you like writing home about different colored plain disc, then this is the set for you. No, I kid, this is a really good set, highly recommended. Now it is kind of starting to get a little rare these days, but you can still find it for, I'd say, under $70-ish range, which I think the series is well worth it. I mean, I didn't pay that much for it, but I think I would have if that was the only option. So yeah, this is a nice release of a really good, underrated series. So if you can find it, do grab it. And that's all the time we have this week. Please like, comment, subscribe, and keep it wacky.